Hi and welcome all. We have already discussed about bio-inspired design up to the history of Leonardo da Vinci. But have you ever wondered where did this name bio-inspired design came from? Is this the only name which refers to this subject? In this session, we are going to find the answer to these questions. This subject was initially called as bionics, meaning the subject of copying, imitating and learning from biology. This term was coined by Jack Steele of US Air Force in 1960 at a meeting at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio. He defines it as, quote, the science of systems which have some functions copied from nature or which represents characteristics of natural systems or their analogies. Later in the same decade, Otto H. Smith, a biomedical engineer, coined the term biomimetics in 1969. Smith, in his doctoral research, developed a physical device that mimicked the electrical action of a nerve. This field is increasingly identified with emerging subjects of science and engineering. The term itself comes from Greek word bios, meaning life, and mimesis, meaning imitate. After a couple of years, the word biomimetics first appeared in Webster Dictionary in 1974 and is defined as the study of the formation and structure or function of biologically produced substances and materials, example, enzyme or silk, and biological mechanisms and processes, especially for the purpose of synthesizing similar products by artificial mechanisms which mimic natural ones. It is a complicated definition but encompasses all the possibilities what a biomimetics can take it up. Later, in 1982, a new term, biomimicry, was introduced. The term was introduced by Janine Benyus. In the year of 1997, she published a book entitled Biomimicry Innovations Inspired by Nature. In her book, she defines biomimicry as the new science that studies nature's models and imitating these designs to solve human problems. This definition seems to be overwhelmingly simple and still all-encompassing. That is why this book went to be the highest-selling book ever, which deals with the concept of biomimicry. She then privately founded an organization called Biomimicry Institute, an unique institute of its kind. Biomimicry is describing the process to do biomimetics. It was encompassing all the issues like ecological perspectives, sustainability, individuals, or systems, one and all. It was getting clearer that biomimetics could be a goldmine for newer inventions. Hence, a lot of research and awareness programs were growing rapidly in this area. People started putting out new terms like bioinspiration and biologically inspired engineering for describing their research outcomes. For example, if they are working on biomimetics of material development, they will name the final product to be bio-inspired materials. If they are designing an electrical circuit, they will name them bio-inspired circuit design. In the same line, more names came, such as bio-inspired arts, bio-inspired architectures, bio-inspired algorithms. This happens more often when the abstraction process is far more fundamental at least than that of the biomimetics. As of yet, the exact term bio-inspired design has not appeared in the history. But the first time, as per our research says, and that too we did it in the Google Scholar and in the month of November, we found that bio-inspired design came into a research paper written by Hazel and co-worker, wherein they wrote this term to describe their IR sensor, what they have developed, which was inspired from an insect IR sensor. And the term was exactly bio-inspired design, meaning without any hyphen or gap. However, Hazel and co-workers did not indicate bio-inspired design to be separate from biomimetics. In a paragraph, they in fact mentioned a chimeric term, that is biomimetic design. That means they did not discriminate it, and so has the world. During that time, many top universities of the world have started biological-inspired engineering divisions of their own. For example, Wyss Institute of Biologically Inspired Engineering at Harvard University, USA, Center for Biologically Inspired Design, Georgia Tech, Atlanta, and of course, none other than the Biomimicry Center, Arizona State University, which is developed in collaboration with that of Biomimicry Institute of Jenny Bios. The world is not discriminating so much, but this term has to be redefined and to be understood thoroughly. That is why we would like you to look into this graphics we have developed thoroughly for you to summarize whatever the chronology of development of bio-inspired design. In this session, we had learned about different terms, how bio-inspired designs are known, and when they were coined and developed. We understand that all the terms, although they mean the same thing, but were developed at different chronological period, meaning it also encompasses different types of discoveries or inventions. In the subsequent session, we will try to discriminate how other biological disciplines are different from biomimetics and bio-inspired design. Thank you very much.